Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Cassie Rose. Thank you for joining me today. And yeah, we're just gonna get started with a Q&A. I asked people some questions and I am very excited because there were a lot of responses. So I'm going to just kind of go through these, but before I do, go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm so thankful for all of you who are subscribing to my channel, but if you enjoy these videos, just give them a like. That really helps me, and leave a comment about maybe your favorite part of the video. So we're gonna jump on into it for today's Q&A. My beverage of the day will be matcha. I am drinking this. I recently got a little set of like matcha things where you have the little whisk and the little scoopy thingy, and so it's been amazing. And I'm very happy. So I have coffee first thing in the morning, then I have breakfast, and then I have matcha, and I've noticed that throughout the day I just continually drink different beverages. That's why I have to pee all the time. That wasn't a question, that was free, so no one asked. I just answered. But we're gonna go ahead and jump on into the questions, and I'm just gonna go through them, so it might be a little bit random because a bunch of different people sent me different questions. So, first question. What are your favorite hobbies? I love painting and I love singing, and I feel like those are the two like most hobbies. I love restoring or like remodeling things, so I'll like redo furniture. That's really fun for me. I love remodeling my bedroom. My bedroom has probably gone through 6 different layouts since I first started, and changing things. Is this a hobby? Organizing and remodeling. Like if I had a show on HGTV, it probably would be that I go into the home of like hoarders and remodel and get rid of their things and make things new, because I've done that for myself so many times. And so I feel like that's one of my favorite hobbies, is kind of like decorating, organizing, just for fun. So my room is pretty much decorated and organized, and then I still change it anyway because I just enjoy it so much. Favorite cheat meal. What's your favorite cheat meal? So this is kind of a part of being chronically ill, having autoimmune issues. I don't really do cheat meals ever. My entire life is basically pretty healthy. However, like I have a major sweet tooth. I love desserts. So I think my favorite thing has been, there's this brand called some brand that has like gluten-free box mixes, and they have this brownie mix that is so good. So if I'm really like craving something, I make those brownies because they won't make me sick, but they're so good. So I'd say anything that's sweets, because I eat really healthy for almost all of my other meals, and then when it comes to sweets, I love those brownies. I love making like banana bread, and at Salt and Straw, the ice cream place, I've been getting either their mint chip ice cream or their pumpkin swirl seasonal ice cream. It's so good, and I only had that one once so far, and I really want to go back. So yeah, I don't really have cheat meals, I have cheat desserts, and all of them are. What is your dream job? My dream job would be to start a leadership consulting company so that I can do one-on-one and team consulting for different individuals or organizations who want to develop their leadership skills. And that would be like, my dream would be for that to be a mostly online platform, and that I could virtually consult with people and train people on leadership skills and do training for like entire teams and organizations, but do it remotely so that I could travel and live wherever I wanted for that, and have clients all around the United States. That's like my dream job that I am working toward currently. My dream retirement location. You know, my mom and my boyfriend both really love the idea of, like separately, love the idea of retiring in a cabin on a lake in the woods. And I think that that's really cool for like when you're really old and you just like wanna chill somewhere. But I'm the type of person who gets kind of bored easily, and I always want to be doing something. So if I did that, I mean, unless I was really, really old and couldn't do anything. But up until like, I think 70, I'll probably be the type of person who wants to be remodeling and changing and landscaping. So it would have to be like a fixer-upper type of things wherever I moved to when I retired, so that I could constantly be developing and growing and making it bigger. What are your favorite, or not your favorite, what are my love languages? So your fans can send you things. Michael, you asked this question, and if I tell you, that means you need to send me things. However, I am the type of person who my love languages are quality time and words of affirmation. So if someone just sends me kind words or like little handwritten letters, that's really sweet. I love spending time with people. But as far as gifts go, I'm not like the biggest gift person. It probably goes quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, and then gifts. So any gift that I get really needs to be thoughtful, meaningful. It could be practical or sentimental. I don't really care, as long as the person put in effort. That's what I appreciate. Biggest pet peeve. Oh my gosh. I have a lot of pet peeves. There's a lot of things that just really irk me. I think number one on the list is when people talk slowly. I speak really quickly, just in general. And even for making these videos, I have to slow down. So if any of you think that I talk quickly, comment down below, because I purposefully slow down so much for these videos, because I can talk at 1,000,000 miles a second. Like I could talk for so long and for so many words in just a few seconds, and I have to purposefully slow down. But because of that, if people speak slowly, I get so frustrated. Because I'm like,
if you didn't know what you were going to say in the sentence, why did you even start? Just wait until you actually have a full thought form, and then you can explain it to people. I don't know. That some people I'm sure just speak slowly, but I speak very fast, and people comment on it all the time.
Let me see. If you could collab with any artist, who would it be? I assume that is meaning like musical artist, because I also paint. But as far as musicians go, I would love to collab with Sarah Bareilles, Tori Kelly. I really love kind of offbeat people, like not super mainstream people. So yeah, I love Sarah Bareilles and Tori Kelly. Favorite movie? I don't really watch movies. I had my boyfriend watch Inside Out with me the other day because it makes me sad and I like experiencing sadness. But like as far as little like cartoon movies go, I like when they're really in depth, like Inside Out or Up. Like if I'm like, this is real stuff that they're talking about here. But other than that, if it's real people in like live action, I like silly, goofy, funny movies. But I don't watch a lot of movies, so I really, oh my gosh, who am I? I'm so wrong. I have a favorite movie. It's The Truman Show with Jim Carrey. And if you don't know what The Truman Show is, you need to watch it. People think that I'm a psychopath for the fact that this is my favorite movie. The Truman Show is so good. It tripped me out the first time that I watched it. I was just blown away. And I don't know, it's my favorite movie because I could watch it over and over again, and every time I'd just be like, oh my gosh, what if this really happened? And if you've never watched it, I'm not gonna give it away, so watch The Truman Show. That's my favorite movie. What is your favorite workout? I like running and dancing and yoga. Those are my favorite workouts to do. Yoga is like nice in the morning when I'm outside. I enjoy that, doing yoga outside. I'm probably talking really fast. And now that I brought it up, I feel like I'm hyper aware of it too. So I'm talking really fast. Slow down the video because YouTube has that option. What's your favorite color? I don't even know what it would be called, but like a teal Tiffany blue, like a mint Tiffany blue. Basically the color of a Tiffany's box. Okay, let's keep going. Do you know what that's from? If anybody knows what that's from, comment down below where that song is from, because if you do know, you're amazing. Okay, somebody asked me what my Enneagram and my Myers-Briggs results are. Oh, and my disc. My disc if you guys don't know what this is, you can look it up because I've done other videos on it. But my Enneagram, I'm a 1 wing 2. My Myers-Briggs, I am an ESTJ, extrovert, sensing, thinking, judging. My Enneagram is the same as Leslie Knope. My Myers-Briggs is the same as Dwight Schrute. You know, they project these types of things. And my disc one, I did a really long time ago. I know that I was high in the D and the C, but I don't remember what those, I don't remember it. I don't know what they stood for or anything like that. What does a day in your life look like? I'd say most of my days are pretty similar. I wake up at 6, I go outside, I do some yoga, and then I make coffee and I sit and I do my devos, I read the Bible and I journal and I drink my coffee, and then I kind of chill for a while. Then I'll make breakfast and then I'll get ready for work and either work from home or I'll go into the office and I'll work. And that's kind of the same Monday through Thursday for the most part. And then on the weekends, I still like to get up generally pretty early. I always drink coffee and then I have breakfast. Like that's just kind of my routine. And then throughout the day, I kind of just do really random stuff on Fridays and Saturdays because I don't work. And then on Sundays, I always go to church and I work on Sundays, so I'm at church. What excites you? So many things excite me, and I don't know if this is like a passion as in what do you like doing with your life or whatever, but I get very easily excited over a lot of things. I love tiny squishy babies. I love squishing babies, and I think some of you might think that's really weird and some of you are like, oh my gosh, yes. I love squishy babies. I love tiny puppies that have like a bunch of rolls on them and they're just like little chunky puppies. I love going outside in nature. I get very excited and encouraged and passionate when I'm outside in nature. I feel really like revitalized. I love music and making music with my friends. I think making music with my friends is probably the most exciting thing for me. As like I can make music by myself, but when I'm around friends and I'm around other creative people, seeing other people be creative really excites me. And I love listening to passionate people. That also really excites me. When someone is really passionate about something that I may not even know a single thing about, I love hearing people just talk about their heart for something and learning more about what makes other people passionate. That's what I love. How do you drink your coffee? For the last few months have been drinking it the same way. I have a latte with 4 shots of espresso, almond milk, and either honey or agave. And I usually drink it iced when I am out, and I drink it hot when I'm at home with my Nespresso that I'm in love with, and reusable Nespresso pods that I make with Phil's coffee. That's like the key, is that I get coffee from Phil's, I have it ground, espresso grind, and then I make it at home in my Nespresso, and I love it. What is your favorite food? I love Thai food, I love barbecue, and I love Mexican food. Those are my 3 favorite kinds of food. What verse motivates you when you don't feel like being productive? I love Philippians 2. That whole chapter I think is extremely motivating because it talks about, you know, is there any encouragement from belonging to Christ? Is there any, you know, benefit from his love and how wonderful he is? The whole intro is like sarcastic, like, hello, Jesus is amazing. We have this amazing Savior who loves us so much. What are you encouraged by that? And then it goes into just explaining, don't be selfish. Don't think of yourself before others, but think of others as better than yourself, and basically put them first. I'm totally butchering that, even though I had it memorized at one point, but I love Philippians 2, and talking about how Christ came down as a human and took the position as a slave in order to bring us our salvation effectively. Like, that's what this verse is talking about, and it's so motivating because it's like, dang, I have that. Like, the Lord did that for me so I could get my butt out of bed and carry on with my day, and that is necessary because I have a very hard time with that sometimes. If someone pointed a gun at you, gosh, Shannon. Okay. If someone pointed a gun at you and told you to sing all the words correctly to live, what song would you sing? Bonus, if you rap a verse. You know, the first thing that comes to my mind is, gosh, I don't even know the name of the song. Stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. I know that entire rap, so I would do that because I had to learn it for something. And I still know it. That was like 4 years ago that I had to learn it, and I still know all of it. Woo. What song would you dislike singing again? There Is a Cloud. And some people are gonna be like, wow, really? A worship song? You don't like singing a worship song? I have led that song so many times and I do not like it because effectively it is like the same 3 words over and over and over again. And so some of you might be like, gosh, Cassie, you're a sinner. You're a bad pastor because you don't like There's a Cloud. But I don't like that song. What worship song would you like to sing? I love anything by Maverick City Music. They're my favorite. What is your go-to derpy face? Bonus points if you do it. I've been told before that I look like the dark moon emoji, but usually it's just Shannon asked, if you were to eat one of your friends, who would it be? The people need to know, Cass. Shannon, I would eat you because you asked that question. Also, I think you're pretty healthy and I eat healthy things. So why did you ask me that question? And why did I answer it publicly? Okay, we just have a couple other questions left. My friend on Instagram asked, how do you stay so positive through hard times? There's a very good answer to that, and it's usually that I don't. I choose joy every single day because it's hard to be positive. You know, it's a decision. I think it is a decision because I've struggled with chronic illness. I've struggled with depression and anxiety and PTSD and for a lot of things that I can't really go into, you know, in a short minute, but like I've learned that there's never going to be a time in my life where I'm always positive or where I'm always happy, because happiness is dependent on what's happening, and what's happening is not always good or even beneficial. And so I choose joy every single day, and sometimes that means I don't feel it, but I'm living with it in my heart anyway. And especially as someone who has struggled with chronic illness, I have Hashimoto's disease, and I didn't know for 7 years. I was just extremely sick for a very long time and constantly getting worse. It's not easy to stay positive when your health is so terrible. And then when your mental health is worse, it's even worse. So I had to decide to be joyful. I had to choose to be joyful. Now that doesn't always mean that I'm happy. And that's a big thing that people probably, it might be a misconception or an assumption about me, is that because I'm so joyful that means that I'm happy, and it's not the case. But I decide to be joyful because I've been provided joy by God and by the life that He's given me. And so I choose to be joyful even when I don't feel it at all. And honestly, it's not faking it till you make it. It's just deciding that there's something good happening, and that even if I'm not happy, I'm gonna be joyful because I have that choice and I have that option. I think a lot of people might think differently on that than I do, but yeah. Anyway, last question. How many hours a week do you do vocal training? Before COVID, I had a vocal coach, and I had lessons for an hour every week, and I would go into those lessons and they would be great. And I would kind of be motivated to do training and stuff like that. But then COVID started and I wasn't even singing for our worship team, so I wasn't singing regularly. Now basically all I do is warm-ups before I sing. I don't do vocal training, and that's really embarrassing, especially because I'm a singer. Anyway. That was an interesting question to end on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for asking me questions and for sending those in. Please let me know in the comments below if you like this type of video where I'm more just talking. The last couple weeks I was doing my leadership trainings, and I love leadership and it's really important to me, but I just felt like I wasn't really being, you know, my full personality, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And if that's something you'd be interested in, please let me know if this is more of the type of video you'd want to see, or if you like the leadership. You know, I'm really making videos based off of what people are asking me, and people asked me to share more of my personality, and that was nice. You know, I want to, and so I'm glad that people want me to. that's all that I have for today. Please go ahead, like and subscribe down below, and leave a comment to give me some support. I'll be coming back next week. Don't really know what that video is going to be about yet because I'm just trying to keep my head on straight. I've been falling apart many times because mental health is difficult, and if you're struggling, you are loved. It's okay to not have it all together. I don't have it all together, and I am still thriving. I'm thriving as a mess. So if you're thriving as a mess, we're all in it together. Because I don't know. Some days it's like, why get out of bed? But we get out of bed because there is a reason, and you might not find that reason until you're out of bed. So that's all I have for you. That's it. I'll talk to you guys next week. I love you. Have a great Saturday and beyond. I'll see you there. Bye. Okay. Next.
Always be around when I need some loving, baby.
Something crazy. You know, the hitch moves where it's stay. This is home. This is home.
Melody.